Everyone, welcome back to Where the Water Tastes Fine. Quite a while since I played this game. I have missed it though. We're going to fight it. Being out at this campfire.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found.
I take a look at you, figure we're heading to the same place. You've been walking a long time, same as me, trying to find where you fit. You ever wonder if that place don't exist? No shame in it, I do. Plenty of time I wonder if I'll just walk forever.
Players where I'm going doesn't exist. There is no end to this, my story. I only thought it.
You start to wonder, how did I get here? When you're alone, all you have is all this time. Time to trace the lines back to where things started. You got any good happy stories? Where things work out for someone, maybe?
Happy stories, huh? Do I have a happy soldier? Happy stories? I guess that one is neutral and that we got. Who wrote a tornado? Yeah, that one. Seagulls be close. That's cool. That's kind of happy.
Good to hear a story that's more happy than the world really is. Nice to escape.
Oh, guess I'm done. That's a fully upgraded story, so yeah.
Never had much use for the future. All I ever wanted was something that I owned. That was where I was hoping to get to those days. But anyway, now I feel like hearing a hopeful story. Got any of those?
I hope now I can just tell whichever stories I want because I have completely opened the eye, so I will get his stories. So I can just tell stories that I want. Yeah, I can just start telling any stories I want to upgrade. Might actually be the best idea here. The hopeful story. Let's see if I can find the non-upgraded hopeful story. But to feed the starving through science.
That was a good one. Wish I could have your stories around when I'm in a dark place, you know? Must be nice to have a home, place to call your own. Under Cropleen, I didn't really own shit, if you excuse my language. You buy things to pay off at the end of the season. Soon you realize even your own bed ain't a guarantee. But anyway, you know any good true tragedies? I feel like one of those tonight.
Tragedies, huh? The one I haven't actually told before. Alright with that. Oh, it's that boy. That's the one that's actually sad.
Body and soul. There's some sadness out there. Things get took from you. You realize that things get took from you. You ain't never owned them in the first place. That's a dark place. But anyway, now I feel like hearing a hopeful story. Got any of those?
I don't have too many of them. But I have I don't have that many hopeful stories. I won't tell more of those. And actually, with the fortune teller, the curse, which actually has to do with me, so that one's.
Come on, you can't shock me.
Oh, I'm glad.
I've felt lucky before. When I joined the union, it seemed like I was riding on the backs of angels. Like it was a real opportunity. Like God was on my side. But tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen out there so far?
Thrilling story. I guess this would have been the time for what's it called? Seance story. But now I can't tell any of those. Monster in the Maelstrom.
Now that's a story to keep a man on the edge of his seat. James, when I was a young man, it took a while for me to accept that all things change. When I did, I leaned into it hard. Sometimes you need to salt the earth to get where you need to go. Here's the sun, and I got to get going. My route goes up this way, but I sure did enjoy talking to you. It's probably the kind of story you've heard a million times. Down on your luck, need work, take whatever you can get.
All too common. Make it uninteresting.
How about you? Does my life sound familiar?
Not feeling in that way, but yeah.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep
Spend a while in the cool shade at this gas station. You notice 3 kids inside the car while the parents argue loudly. Innocent parents. The oldest brother lean over the siblings with a story. Let's tell them about the story about the action of ghosts. Music hall, the triangle. You realize almost instantly that he's telling a version of the ghost who murdered the Listen, the symphony orchestra. New, exciting, over-the-top detail. Also well. But the parents come storming furiously out of the gas station. Upstairs. More story. Part you heard is definitely remembered. And sticks with you for a while.
They're the ones who'll bury me.
You pass a meadow where migrants have made a campsite. It's been trampled to pieces. A few families are fleeing. running as fast as they can back up to the roadside. An enormous bull stretches himself beside some of their squashed supplies.
I'm gonna take something for myself.
You inch close, and the bull charges. You sprint blindly through the high grass and trip hard into a sunken stream bed, dropping everything you own into the rocky shallows. The bull paces on the bank like a victorious general until you're sufficiently humbled.
Yeah, that was a terrible
Then
idea.
it saunters into the high grass.
That's a terrible idea. Morph, I guess. Oh, this. I'm still going the wrong way.
Well, I got a fire in me.
Okay, now I'm heading.
Yeah, I got debts to pay, but not the ones you're thinking of. And all of that fame and fortune bought me a hell of a lot to lose.
Compass.
But you ain't gonna hear me
Probably wait for that story.
crying, 'cause I got that soul sucker blues.
Should be something over there as well.
Well,
Oh, how?
I'm downtown, smile
It
as
is
white
for-
as death, eyes like rolling dice and easy bargains on his breath. He said you don't need that pain, child, but how about something you can really use?
The farmer chases pigs around in the yard with the lightning moving him, getting mad as hell. Help me, he hollers. You jump the fence and give chase. Enter your corner, young pig. The farmer tackles it in place. For lunch, paraphrase, triple four. Oh well, alright. Yes, we should.
A bus roars up on the road behind you, then slows to a crawl at your side. Inside, you can barely see people moving, dancing, swaying. Strings of lights, strange smoke.
Oh?
Want a ride? The driver calls. Before you can open your mouth, a huge hairy hand, like an animal's paw, lands heavy on her shoulder. Not this one, a voice growls, so deep it vibrates your rib cage. The driver shrugs and leaves you in a cloud of perfumed exhaust.
So there are hippies or druggies and a bus. A very discreet, like some stories are described like a strange bus, the giant bull, but they are very true.
Here's a derelict school building, shutters nailed shut, wind-drifted dunes piled against the walls, broken desks lined up in the basketball court. While you rest on the front porch, the doors open, and someone gives a startled yelp.
Very nice.
He's an older man, tidy and unshaven, carrying a toolbox in one hand and brandishing a broom in the other. "Don't squat here," he growls. "We're not abandoned."
Alright, I'm out.
You book it across the baseball diamond. He doesn't follow. And when you reach the road, you look back and see him pacing in the basketball court, teaching to the rows of empty desks.
Old janitor, you about me.
Temptation, I just walk on by. Yeah, the devil gon' lay his snare for me, but his power I will deny. Won't hear temptation, just walk on by. Oh yeah.
Two brothers stroll up to you in the street, wearing identical scowls and identical steel-toed boots. One spits in front of you. "Don't stay in town overnight," the other says. "No vagrants after dark."
Yeah, okay, sleep on the road.
There's no shelter to find on the road, and the night is cold and windy. You doze fitfully under a bush, but at least you're in one piece come morning.
Yeah, they try to throw a wall up.
I have no money, have
We gonna drive the hurting hearted gal with a wild deer.
Are these like things I can find in town? And that's
We gonna tear it down. Yeah.
You weren't supposed to see this. Outside town, two men, identical, stand sentry over a third body half covered with a canvas sheet. "Might as well grab a shovel, being that you're here," the man in front says. When you hesitate, he makes an appeal to your Christian charity.
Come on,
Your excuses don't hold up against the shovel whipped into your side. You collapse near the body. Before the second blow knocks you clean out, you see, inches from your own, the face of the corpse. It's their face.
So, triplets, two of them killed the third.
When you wake up, the body and the brothers are gone. So's your money. It figures.
Okay, ow. I will sleep and then ow. Althea.
I wanted to be the best blues singer in the world. By God, I was. I was born a poor girl in Memphis, Tennessee. No father, he run out. No mama either. She was there, but she weren't there really. All alone but for my Uncle Richard, my baby brother Marcus. All alone but for the guitar. Ooh. I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it.
Okay. That's a tragedy.
That's a bit cheerful for me. You want to hear about my family?
Careful, well.
Uncle would save me bread and milk. Uncle would play his songs for me and I would clap and laugh. Uncle would press my fingers to the string, tell me, "Go on ahead, girl." And Uncle died. Ooh, how about a story about the dark and scary things in the world?
Oh, okay. I have the headless one. No, I don't have it. Oh, the fortune for that first. Where's the one with the windmills? I lost it in dead. Right, scary story. Fortune teller first. Or no, I was all about the seance.
Ooh, now. That sends shivers up my spine.
Good?
Yeah, I heard stories about fate. The man, he told me with my voice and my songs, I was gonna be a star. Ooh, how about a story about the dark and scary things in the world?
Oh no, I locked the one that has all of the ones. All the scary ones. Monster in the Maelstrom.
Is that one supposed to be exciting?
But
I wasn't one to accept death.
okay.
To live beside it, that wasn't my way. I told myself I was running away to take care of my brother Marcus. But I was just running. Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it.
Boy.
That's like a song. Pretty and sad.
One more.
I got stories about sadness. Something in my mama just broke when my father left. Couldn't get her to eat most days, let alone feed me and my brother. Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to
Oh
it.
god, do I have any more of those? That is hard to say. That is future.
Oh, now that pain. Don't believe what anyone promises you about the future. I signed a contract. I thought it was to lead to fame and glory. But it was a lie. Sun is up. One more night gone. I need to be going. If you want to hear more about the deal I made, you can look for me up the road this way. I was about 25 when I left my first record contract. No more richer than I was before. Those men took me around like a freak show. Me and my guitar, my sad songs. I didn't know what to do once I was free again. Alone, drinking my sorrows. That's where the devil found me.
Yeah, I don't need for help. Look for work. What an opportunities. Perfect. Yeah, okay, she look for help, that's fine. Okay, I made some money. There, okay, that's...
From the windows of the store, you can hear a radio, turned all the way up, tuned to the Grand Ole Opry show being played across town. Two young girls sit outside listening to the music. Suddenly, it cuts off, and they howl in protest.
Talk to them.
Despite their obvious vexation, neither of the girls seems inclined to enter the store to see why the broadcast ceased. They seem to be preparing to leave on their bikes. When you approach, one says,
Don't bother. Always stops exactly this time, every week.
Always.
The other one matter-of-factly says,
That's when he died.
and before you can ask anything else, they've ridden away.
Excuse me, sorry, will I explain that one?
The window is so grimy you can barely see through the glass. but it's obvious there's nothing to see anyway. It's dark and empty. There's certainly no radio, nor any people. Just a lot of sad dust, marked where the furniture used to stand. Old memories, carted away.
Oh shit. So, more ghost stories. I've done every story this side. We just goes at north. This too. Yeah, I've talked to both of them before, but yeah, I'll do that again. I'll talk to those two again.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that very man comes home.
Ooh, I walked somewhere else now.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found.
We have to cross the road, right? No, not the road, I was just crossing the road. Oh, thanks.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my wheat back.
And because here's the crossing.
I'm gonna keep
But cost money because I don't have it.
my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole.
Break time. It's break time at this half-finished bridge. The workers are gathered around a young man who sits on a bucket like a king. That is rapidly to his story about formula which made a single plant able to feed 100 hungry people. They realize this story of a man who built a kid starving through science. Heavily embellished. The young man who sits in the bucket tells it masterfully, doing all voices, as if he's told it this way 1,000 times before. What a story! Nothing close to what actually happened, but his version is pretty good. You'll have a decent time remembering it.
Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the water.
Wonder if she's looking for work, look for work. I'm feeling good about today. That's our lucky day. She up the hill every time we say that nothing was higher. Look at Bill. Take no comers. That's from our I know it. We share along with Bill. You Bill, the cynic chance, who had nothing to do with this. What you did? So you all get paid. Us.
My hair, my vagrant song.
I'll head up here and then I'll head up. Otherwise, I'm gonna walk around the river. Really good. I get to upgrade some. Well, in cool shit again. Yeah, we've already said this one today, but yeah, on the road and traveling. Hotel where travelers lie awake while cursed toddlers goes through Satan's own tent. Yeah, okay. Cursed toddlers throw Satan's own tantrums. Oh my lord. I think it's nice. Chapter 3 already. Rising up to Paradise.
Some people like to think of porters as some special kind of black folks. I suppose that's true. I know I don't always correct them.
What did I just step into?
But we ain't special. Not really. No matter where I go in this country, I'm a black man before anything else. That was true before I put on this uniform, and it's going to be true long after I'm buried.
Okay.
Have any optimistic tales? I'd like to hear one of those.
So... yeah, but... I told the seagull one thing. Where are my seagulls at? Yeah, I've already told them that. Yeah, but this one, like, you don't look, you can make it optimistic. Yeah, I guess tell them about this one.
Just like I told you, friend, miles of smiles. Home is changing. Black folks used to be all down in the country, but that was no home. Now we're all moving around, mostly up north. Wonder if that's gonna be any better. Maybe moving is all that you can hope for when you don't have a place to go. Tell me something that'll make me laugh. I could use a chuckle.
We drove Ghost from the cinematic music. I don't know if that's... Theatrical railroader.
That's a tall one. Don't pull my leg, okay?
Oh, come on, that was funny.
Travel is changing the world, friend. When we drop off a new jazz album someplace folks ain't never heard it before, we're dropping off a bit of the new culture. We help it spread. Now, we ain't writing those damn songs, but I think that's worthy of some credit. You got any stories with a bit of excitement to them?
4 seconds. Monster. That's just my go-to.
Didn't I hear that story on the radio? You told it better, though.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Not sure how it'll come to me, but it will.
I'm so confused about what's...
A train is a deadly thing. All burning fire and crushing gears and choking smoke. And if none of that gets me, I'll die the old-fashioned way if I stay here long enough. I always figured that was the real message of the 1159. Anyway, I'm in the mood for a good happy story. You got any?
Happens, huh? What's the lighthouse? Or what's the lighthouse?
A positive attitude. That's what I like to hear. Love, I was worried about losing it. I was afraid having to pretend to be kind all the time would stop me from feeling the real deal. But I guess I'm just a bad actor. Because none of what I perform for those passengers compares to the love I have for my brothers and my people. You know any good tragic tales? I feel in the mood for one of those right now.
Tragedy. Or just along the roads.
Damn, friend. That one hit me hard. When do I feel free? Well, it's always a party when the train rolls through Harlem. There's a real movement happening. So much art and thinking and expressing.
Alright.
Money and trains only gives a sort of body freedom. Mind freedom is something else. Here's the sun. I've got to get going, friend. But this conversation has me so excited. I'd love to continue it. I'd love to tell you more about what I and men like me can be in this world. I'm headed this way next.
Oh, hey.
Will you look for me if you find yourself there?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's where I'm going anyway. Yeah. Campfire ghost there. Yeah, I've already done this. Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, I'll just go and continue him right now. Go ahead and. Browsing us? Okay. He switches to.
Friend, it's good to see you again. We've both covered many miles since we last met, but your words are fresh in my mind. I've wanted to finish telling you about what it's really like being a porter, about who I am, really, about the many things I am, the many roles I play. Are you ready to hear, friend?
What?
Have any optimistic tales?
I can try this one because I have a lot of tries here. Is this one optimistic? No.
Just like I told you, friend, miles of smiles.
It is optimistic.
About family, black folks have always had a knack for finding kin no matter the place. Wouldn't you if your family was ripped up without a care? Us porters all being brothers is just the newest incarnation when you get down to it. Anyway, I'm in the mood for a good happy story. You got it?
Okay, now since it's full, I'm actually gonna try to upgrade it here. But the creature and breath first.
Not sure my brothers will find that one particularly scary. Luck? Oh, I'm lucky. Real lucky. I feel guilty complaining like I do.
Never complain about that.
With this job, I'm a hell of a lot better off than plenty of other black folks I know. I think about that, my relative fortunes, and it takes some of the sting off. You got any stories with a bit of excitement to them?
The Grey Robbers. I'm just telling stories that have I haven't updated.
Might not be telling that one to the boys, actually. Choice. What's choice mean when you didn't choose to be born black in this country? I choose to make the best living I can out of a difficult situation, not chosen with my best interests in mind.
That's like
Anyway,
a novel.
I'm in the mood for a good happy story. You got any? A positive attitude. That's what I like to hear. When I say the future's in the hands of porters like me, I mean it. Pullman porters help not quite rich and not quite poor white folks feel fancy for a change. But now, that's making us a bunch of not quite rich and not quite poor black folks. Curious to see what comes of that. Have any optimistic tales? I'd like...
No, dog around there. This one's not optimistic.
That one will probably ruin the mood if I share it in my quarters. When do I feel free? Well, it's always a party when the train rolls through. Money and trains only gives a sort of... Seeing yourself as just one part of a whole people can make you feel real small. I believe some black folks become porters to try to get above all that. But they just end up feeling small in a different type of way. I think of all I am in all the masks I wear. Franklin, black man, Pullman porter, railroad man, union man, and how none tell the whole story. So why try? It's freeing to know you mean more than what other folks think. So what about you, friend? Who are you, completely?
I am a man with of all choice. First roamed the entirety of the United States. Finally find some sort of purpose. And that creates the whole epic story. Oh, the story is complete? There are only 3 chapters? Wait. That's Final Vulkan Tsugan as well. So sad, but it'd be a nice final.
Waits while a man in a truck fills 2 of her buckets with scoops of whitish powder from a bin. She sees you staring.
Want to make some cash?
She calls.
What?
She takes you up the drive to her farmhouse, where her son and daughter are mixing something in a metal barrel.
Locust bait.
She says,
Poison. The town bought enough for everyone, but we gotta mix it ourselves.
she'll pay. You use a broom handle to mix the poison with bran. The teens watch from the porch, faces frozen in distrustful scowls. Their mother pays you well, but later in the day you feel lightheaded, tingling pins and needles all over. You feel only a little better after you vomit.
Better that I do it than the teenagers done. So many roads, Whine.
You seem an alright sort, stranger, but there are some real bums out there, and I ain't talking about folks who are down on their luck. got myself run off from a nice spot I done set all up a few miles back for winter. Ain't the first time I've been run off. Let me tell you about the bunch of Judases what raised me. I was oldest, had a brother and a baby sister. The farm was small, but it weren't sad and all full of ruination in the early days. But I suppose my ma and pa couldn't make a go of it. When things started getting depressed and tight, every damn thing started to fall to pieces. First, they stole from us, money we'd been saving or earned, things they could sell. Then they abandoned my brother, letting him die instead of calling a doctor. Then they sent me on my way, saying they couldn't provide no more, that I was too big for them to keep. You got any happy stories?
This one, the Eclipse. Cast the shadow of pure love of diamond rolling thousand. Oh, good story.
Sometimes I need a tale like that just to remind me it's not all depressed out there. Love? Well, I love these dogs.
They look like an actual monster, but okay.
Took Cass with me when I left. She was the family dog for that, though me and my brother were always the ones what really looked after her. Figured they'd starve her or eat her at the first chance they got, so I didn't ask permission, just got myself ready for a fight. But they didn't try and stop me. I want a story that scares me. Now I'm older, almost nobody can do it. Give me your best shot.
Fortune teller and the curse.
Wow, that's the stuff, stranger. Spooky campfire tales are my favorite. You talk about fate, I wonder sometimes if what was in them is in me too. That thing, whatever it was that made my parents no good for people. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Monster in Maelstrom.
Well, that was a lively tale. I'll tell you about death. My brother, my little 7-year-old brother, slowly dying as they shouted back and forth about what to do, about money and hope and the Lord's protection. White as a ghost he was, and in terrible pain. Appendicitis ain't no easy way to die, stranger. I close my eyes and I can still see his little face, hurting and confused and praying for a miracle. How can I ever move on from that? Can't run from your own memories, though I surely have tried. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Because the word law means nothing against cantrips on props. That should be thrilling, right? Or is that scary?
Ain't life got enough tearjerkers in it without telling stories like that?
Oh, well.
Jeez. Authority. When I really think on it, I reckon my folks started out with the best intentions. Wanted to give their kids a good life, a good home, but they failed. And it wasn't them who paid the price. Isn't that just what authority means? You don't suffer for the decisions you make. Someone else does. I I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something. Scary stuff.
I don't think I have that. Oh, I can tell you about the Jersey Devil.
You spin a good yarn. I was shivering there for a little bit.
If I have one more chance, I might have to do this.
Puts me in a sad mood. I think the thing that eats at me most, more than my brother being left alone on his deathbed, folk do get sick and die after all. More than being betrayed myself, I reckon I done all right on my own. It's that my baby sister got left behind. Those Judases still have her. Don't know what idea turns my stomach more, that in the end they betrayed her too, or that she got a normal life, that they're all happy together and she has no idea what the cost was. Well, night's over. Didn't understand all your stories, but I'd hear more if I see you again on my travels. Look, I didn't mean to drag you down with my stories of misery and suffering or whatever, but you're a good listener. That's rare in a person, you know. But round you, I feel safe to tell the truth.
When it comes to sad stories, my current situation might be one of these. You know, with the whole
Look, I'm heading up the road this way. Where are you going? I hope our roads cross again, friend.
Okay. Well, so close, isn't it? Yeah, it's just right over there. Problem is, I'm gonna have to walk. Yes. Okay, that wouldn't take me so long. First, what is this? Gardening bar. Okay, food process. Well, there's a person, but I'm not going to go down and say that other stories, so the beeline the first story, then this episode. I'm leaning against the wall, harder store, smoking, shattering. Have you ever heard this one before? They laugh at the group reaction. You know, the fast railroader on America interrupting one another for a second. Robert, canzone att det är lika railroader. Rather than the... Someone's added to it in the middle. Think. It really happened, of course. Well, for myself. Damn, it sounds wild. Fastest railroader in America. Still don't understand why parents and demon.
Hey, stranger. It's good to see you. I've been missing our talk since you and I last split. Been thinking how my family Judased me and how they did wrong by my little brother. Worrying there was maybe something else I could have done. Here, sit with me. I want someone to talk with about all this. Though I love them dearly, my dogs ain't such good talkers. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
What I got here? Red. Story of the red creature in the first book.
Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far enough.
Oh, okay. Failed.
You talk about fate. I wonder sometimes if what was in them is in me too. That thing. Whatever it was that made my parents no good for people. Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a sense of humor.
I'm working skeleton. Sure. Versus humans.
Not sure I quite follow that one.
Dad?
Brings to mind my home. Grew up riverside in North Louisiana. Not the Mississippi, mind. One of its tributes. When I think happy thoughts about that old house, I think about the river 50 yards back from the porch. I think about the muddy bank and how it felt to have your feet sink into that particular kind of muck. I think how that straight new river road they put in reoriented the farm. Front became the back, and we turned our backs on the river. I'm in the mood for something real funny like.
Funny stories, yeah. Hopeful. Have the Hail Mary glasses somewhere in Alabama.
I don't get too much out of tales that are so cheerful. Not enough excitement for me. Joy in my life. I used to be happy in that old farmhouse by the river, but it's all fuzzy now. Mostly I remember Mama and Daddy fighting over money, over the poor state of the farm. I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something. Scary stuff.
I don't have any more scary stuff. I've lost that one. Oh, that goes. I don't think that's
That was a chuckle to be sure, but being trapped, I've tried my best to make sense of it all. And from what I done seen, the more you have, the more you're tied down. Responsibility to lash you to the ground so you can't move an inch. Playing a game only other folks are winning. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
okay. So I've lost it. Go for a Hail Mary and just tell her
Well, that was a lively tale.
yeah, everyone likes those.
Authority. When I really think on it, I reckon, and it wasn't them. Isn't that just what authority means? You don't. My oh my, stranger. Listen to me blubbering on about my woes. I reckon it's something about you what brings it out of folks. You're searching for something great, something holy, aren't you? But you don't figure you're gonna find it. And you wonder if it can't be found at all, or if it's just you that can't find it. Really eats at you, don't it? I can see it in you. Anyway, I best be getting on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road. Take care of yourself, stranger.
Take care. Well, that's for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Be safe, take care of each other.